Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Hydra, and this is Rust Console Edition. Are you ready for what I have in store for you today? Well, if so, then like, subscribe, and follow me. And welcome to episode 1 of Professional Power Copy and Paste. This episode is all about showing you guys 3 different power systems that I would put into your base. Even if you don't use them exactly how I use them, you definitely want to check out these power systems. And if you want to know more in depth on each one of these systems, I'm going to do an individual episode for each one of these guys so you get a full understanding of how they work. But for all of you guys that just want a power system that works and don't really care exactly how it works, just that it does, well, then this episode is for you. And for all of you guys, other guys, this episode is great to get a quick preview of the other power systems you're going to be putting in your base. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, this system right here, this is called an OR blocker battery backup system. This is one of the first systems that was developed when power came out. It's a very reliable system. It's very good for when you have a BP wipe because it only requires tier 1 blueprints, except for this battery, which is tier 2. However, it's the very first one on tier 2, so it's very easy to find and or craft. So this system right here is set up to have auto lights onto it, so they automatically turn on and off for you. One light, again, this is just for solos, duos, and starting wipes and farming bases. And it also has 4 turrets set up to it as well. So you have 4 turrets and auto lights, which is the bare minimums of what you're going to need power for and what you want power for. Protection and nighttime gameplay. So in order to set this up, you're going to set everything up exactly as you see here. I will stand still for you for a second so you can take a screenshot, do whatever you need to. And we're going to go over to some configuration values right here. So the first one here, we're going to set this one to be 2. We're going to set this one to be 49. And we're going to set this one to be default 2. So really the only thing we actually have to change this middle one right here, and that's going to be to 49. Now everything before this OR switch right here, this is the actual blocker system itself, including the ORB system. This right here is our auto light system. And then this right here is an electrical tree made of electrical branches, and then that's running our lights and our turrets. So this is the system. Now the only thing that you really need to know about this system is that you want to have your battery um, in a different spot from this because the battery is a backup. And this can be run off of 2 ways. You can add a windmill to it, but honestly for this setup I would have 5 solar panels, 3 facing south, 1 facing southwest, 1 facing southeast, and that's going to give you more than enough power to completely run this entire system with more power than you need at night. So eventually this battery will get to full. If this battery does get destroyed, then at night your system will be off, but during the day your system will turn back on. So this is really good. It's better than just connecting directly into your battery. You don't have to protect your battery quite as well. You can protect this a little bit better. And yeah, this is the perfect early wipe system. To know more about how this works, check out my next episode called the OR Blocker Professional Power Setup Explained. And yeah, you'll have a better idea of how this works. Next, we're moving on to the Nye Core. Now, this was given to me by the man who designed it himself. His name is Nye, and this is the updated version of that. because once they changed how the electricity works in Rust, this one became much more viable. And again, it's everything here before the OR system. So it's this stuff right here. This is the Nye Core, and this is basically that system right there. But what happens is that in a low power state, it'll also switch the power over to charge the battery. So not only is the battery being used, but it's also being charged at the same time. So if you were using this thing at full usage, you would have 4 hours of battery backup power if some of your system was destroyed. But at the same time, um, or like some of your roof stuff was destroyed, then in that low power state, you would still be charging your battery. So you would go from having 4 hours backup to potentially 6 hours of backup battery power. So this is definitely by far worth adding into your system. Again, if you want to know more about it, you look up my Nih Core power system explained, and you'll have a much better idea of how this works. Uh, um, but it's pretty simple to configure this one as well. This one's going to be configured to be 100, and this one right here is going to be configured to 4. So that's it, 104. Now, in order to run your turrets, what you're going to do is you're going to configure this to 63. That's going to give you 6 different turrets, and then when you want to turn them off, you just configure this to 2. And when you configure this to 2, all of your turrets turn off because they have no power. So you can authorize your friend, refill them with ammo, and then come back over here, change this back to 63, and turn them back on. So it's a switch without it being a switch, essentially. Now, if you just want a large battery and you want just 9 turrets attached to it, which is the most common way of hooking up a large battery, just have 9 turrets, then from this OR switch right here, you're going to ignore this stuff right here, and you're going to hook up directly into this electrical branch, and then into these splitters right here. That's going to give you 9 turrets. And then again, we're going to use this as kind of like a switch. So because we're putting all of our power now into the turrets, we can put numbers over 100 and it doesn't really matter. So in order to turn off our turrets, we can erase all of the numbers. We can hold X to confirm it, and it's automatically going to configure this branch to our default 2, so it's turning off all of the power. Now, because when we go to configure our stuff, it automatically puts our cursor here on 0. We can actually just put this up to 200 because really we only need all of the power from the battery that it'll give us. We can confirm it, and then all of our stuff turns on. So we're saving ourselves a bunch of time and a bunch of movement when we can just circle erase, hold X, open X, X, hold X, circle erase, hold X, 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 hold X. Alright, so it makes turning on and off your turrets really simple. But if you don't want to have 9 turrets, but you do want to have 6 turrets and have lots of protection, then that uses 63 power, and I'm pretty sure you have 37 remaining power, which gives you 2 power to play with for these. So you have 35 power really to play with at the end of the day. So that way you can run your farming equipment, you can run an elevator, you can run door camping alarm systems, whatever you want. But this is the Nye Core system. It is by far the best system that you could hook up for a single battery. And they do have, again, on their Rusticity workshop, they do have a multi-battery version of this. Um, I wasn't such a big fan of it. I love this system by like super much, like a lot. I can't even talk, but I wasn't a big fan of their multi-battery system. So I actually went and made my own. So that's what we're going to go and look at now. But yeah, check out their Discord link in the description. And here we have the Hydra Core. Now, this was a lot inspired by this and a lot inspired by this. And this is a 3 battery multi system. And this is going to be running off of 4 wind turbines, at least 10 stories off the ground. That's really all you need. And this thing is going to give you everything that you could possibly want for 99% of cases. I will be doing one more video where I make like a mega super gigafactory of this. But for now, this is going to do 99% of most group bases. It's going to give you everything you want. Now, it's not just a play on my name why it's called Hydra. It's actually called Hydra because it does have 3 heads. And actually, in order to kill this system, you have to kill 2 of the 3 heads in order to kill the system. And so all 3 of these parts of the system are going to be spread out throughout your base, making it that much more difficult to do. And yeah, if you cut off 1 head, the 2 more take over in its place. So um, this is my favorite system. This is my system. This is the system that I use, and I'm super excited to show you guys how this works. So I really hope you guys check out that video. But if you really just want to copy and paste this and put this in your video, this right here is your direct line power system plus the low power switch system all in one. And in order to configure this, you're going to be configuring this to 4, and that's it. You're going to be configuring this to 4. This I would put in your TC room. It's nice and small. You can actually put these things a little closer together. Put this in your TC room, and it's perfect in there. You want to keep this one nice and secure. This is your rooftop setup. This is so you can set up your 4 wind turbines. And again, it's nice and small, compact. Most people won't attack this stuff up on your roof, but you really want to keep this well hidden. This one is super important because it directs your direct power and your battery power. And last but not least, this is for your battery room. Again, this should be more compact. Everything should be a lot tighter together. So because you can actually fit 3 different large batteries into a battery room and then put this in the center of that battery room and still have room to walk in and out and configure this whenever you need to. Um, by the way, this one's going to be configured to 303, just so you guys know. Sorry, I meant to do that, 303. And this one right here is going to be set to, well, this one, I actually kind of have to explain this one a little bit. So this one right here, this one's for auxiliary power. So if you want to be charging an extra battery, so once all of these batteries are full, if you do lots of raids and you want to have a lot of small batteries charged, you can put a 3-way splitter connected to this and be charging 3 small batteries. So when you go on your raids, you can charge your turrets. Or you can connect this directly into a medium battery and charge that for your raids. Or my favorite thing that I like to do is I like to hook up an extra large battery into this, so you can actually get 4 large batteries into a room. And then I connect that battery into my lockdown system. And it only actually requires 25 extra power, and then the rest of the power goes into my other batteries. So um, this is just an auxiliary port. You can change this to whatever you want, but if you have nothing connected to it, you should have it to default too. So this one is really super easy. Again, this one's 303. This one's going to be 4. And then this one right here is default 2, unless you have a battery connected to it. And then you can trickle charge. And then, so again, 2 out of these 3 things have to go down in order for your system to go down. These 2 are the most important. This one is the least important. You definitely want to try and keep these 2, but these 2 will help you out. And then connected to that, we actually have 18 turrets. So again, we have the electrical branch slash switch combo going. But we also have our OR switches connected with this setup. So that also means that all of these setups right here are individual. So if this system goes down, it doesn't affect this one. If this system goes down, it doesn't affect this one. Same with this system. If this system goes down, it doesn't affect this one. And this system right here is actually just for extra power. So I can run my elevators. I can run my um, farming stuff. I can run door camping alarm systems. I can run automatic doors. This is just an electrical tree made of electrical branches, so I can have fun and do whatever I want with my power. And if you really just want to have it hooked up to turrets, then you can just connect another one of these right here instead, and it'll give you 27 turrets of power. And all you need is 4 wind turbines. So this is the Hydra Core. For anything, for anybody who's looking to have multiple batteries running on their system, I would highly, highly, highly recommend that you guys use this. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. The very best way to reach me is on Facebook, Mr. Rusty Hydra. But also you can ask me in the comments below. That definitely helps me out a lot as well. So I'm going to go over one more time all of the values for everything that you see here. And then if you want more of an explanation on each system, you're going to have to go and watch the videos on them. So for the OR blocker battery backup system, on the bottom row, it's going to be default 2. We don't change that one. This one right here is going to be 49, and this one here is going to be default 2. We do not change this one. Up here, this one is going to be 3, and then this one is going to be 10 to run our turrets. For the Nye Core, at the bottom, this is going to be 100, and this is going to be 4. In order to run our turrets, this is going to be 63, and then we have two or three spots left over for remaining power. And for the Hydra Core, last but not least, we have 4, 303, and then we can trickle charge our battery, but default 2 if we don't need it. And then this is what we're connecting to. So I'll give you a full view, if I can, of the Hydra Core and where everything's connected. I think that's enough. And then I'll give you another full view of these guys over here. Alright, thanks for watching. Hope you guys subscribe, and see you in the next one.